Hello, this is a quick video on how to get rid of a P242f error. This is a 1.6 HDI Peugeot Partner. 92 kilowatt Euro 5. It's come up with a P242f. So I'm going to get rid of it using a couple of things, a couple of tools to hopefully manage to sort it out and get me on the way again. So the tools I'm going to be using are you need some sort of reader. So I'm going to be using a ELM 327. You need some DPF cleaner, not the type that you put in the tank, but a DPF cleaner like this one. This one's available for around about 8-9 quid, about 10 euros on eBay. The reader's around about £5. You're going to need some sort of flat blade screwdriver, like that. And that's pretty much everything. These DPF cleaners, they come with the standard kind of hose attachment with the little bracket grommet in the end. So that's going to help you quite a lot as well, because you need to really get into the get that into the DPF. So basically it's a blockage on the DPF and we're going to flush it through using the cleaner. Let's give it a go. Okay, so first things first, you want to have a look at your DPF. It sits down the front of the engine, just down there. And that's where the blockage is, so that's what we need to flush out. Now you notice there's two control lines for the pressure. It knows when the DPF is blocked, mainly because it checks the pressure at the bottom of the DPF and the pressure at the top, and sends it back to a unit around the side, just down here. So those two hoses measure the pressure. If the pressure at the top is greater than the pressure at the bottom, then you end up with a DPF fault, because obviously it's blocked. So what I'm going to do is, you notice that I've taken a clip off of there already and replaced it with another clip. This one is the one at the top of the DPF, and this one is the one at the bottom of the DPF. So we want to go to the top of the DPF. So we're going to undo that one again. If it's got the factory clip on like this one, you simply get a screwdriver in there, you snap it off, and you can replace it if you want to with the factory one, but you need a special tool. Or you can just fit a Jubilee style hose clip. Any hose clip will do, and that should be okay. I'm going to clamp my hose up. You want to get the pipe, I showed you a moment ago, all the way into the DPF. So it's better if you run the pipe externally, just to measure how far it goes in, and then put it down the pipe to that sort of length. Right, let's go and do that. So I'm going to undo that Jubilee clip now and put the pipe in. Okay, so we now got the pipe off, so there's the pipe, and there's a Jubilee clip down there. So I'm now going to insert the pipe right the way in. I'm going to basically put it down as far as I can, and that's going to go all the way into the DPF. So a bit of a tight turn there. There's a bit of glue on this pipe. Put it down as far as I can. There are some turns there, a little bit. As long as it ends up in the DPF, there shouldn't necessarily be much of an issue. So that's as far as it wants to go down in, so I'm just going to leave it there. It should get down in there and it should unblock. It is better if you can get it right down to the DPF, although this one is not going to do it. So it's a bit short for time this morning, so I'm just going to give it a go. So I'm going to shake the can quite a lot. And then put it on, and so it's attached to the can now, and literally you can see it going in. I'm going to put the whole can in, so that's going to go down to the DPF. It's better if you do this when it's cold, because you don't want the fluid to just simply evaporate as it goes into the DPF. Now there is a couple of other ways you can do this. You can do a regen on the DPF. That's okay, but you need to make sure that there's a couple of things that are correct with the engine before doing that. Mainly that the van needs to have a lot of frat fluid in, which is the fluid that they use to unblock the DPF. You also need more fuel in it, and so on. So this is an easier way of doing it for me, because I don't know about the service on this van, how well it's been serviced in the past. It's quite a newish van to me. So that's going to be pumping down to the DPF now. going to get the whole can in. Another thing you can do is take the DPF off, get it jet washed through. That's a good idea. Another thing that you can do is you can get the DPF removed. There's definitely a grey area legally, but it will stop these areas. All those are going to be more costly than a £10 can of fluid, so I'm not really kind of going to be doing that anytime soon with this van, because it's a 2014 and it's done 225,000 miles. Right, I'm just going to finish up now. Now I'm going to put it all back together, put the Jubilee clip on, erase the fault using my reader, and hopefully take it for a bit of a test drive and make sure that it's all nice and clear. So there we go, I've just cleared the code using my reader, and it's all gone away now, and I'm just giving the vehicle a little bit of a rev just to bring it up to temperature, just to make sure that everything's pushed through down into the DPF and clearing the blockage. This should work on any diesel vehicle. If you can find the DPF and you can get it into the DPF, it will work. One other thing to check on most vehicles is make sure your external temperature gauge is working okay, because the DPF, when it tries to regenerate, it will need to know the external temperature. So that's the first thing to check. If you're getting constant DPF problems, make sure you have an external temperature gauge and make sure that it's working correctly. If not, there should be something in the ODB2 system telling you the external temperature, so you can simply use a scan tool and find the external temperature. You find most vehicles these days, even if they haven't got it on the display, will have it in the system control somewhere. So yeah, so that's it. It's all ticking over nicely, so I'm going to take it out for a bit of a drive. I'm going to be leaving for my first job in around about an hour's time. Yeah, seems absolutely okay. No worries. Okay, right, so I've done, as you see, 7.8, so it was 7.81 this morning, so I've now done a little bit more, so it's now 7.89, so I've done, what, 8 miles, 7 miles more. Yeah, van, absolutely fine. Engine management light goes away, absolutely on startup. There you go. Yeah, driving absolutely perfectly, no more DPF errors, no more filter clog messages, all good. So, yeah, all fixed for another 6 months or so, and then I'll put another can in it, and it should run again for another 6 months. And then I'll put another can in it, and that's the way that this one's going to go. Nice one. Thanks for watching. I hope it helps you. Thanks. Bye bye.